biggest push right now. It is literally the largest sale we've ever ran. It's a $300 off, all painted in the same doors, plus an additional tiered sale on Bookcase doors. So if you need more information on that, we have a massive sales team right down the hall, and they're all eager to help you. They're awesome. So what was the guy's name again that asked the question? Eager Bully. What was the bully name again?
Harlem S. Bully.
Harlem S. Bully. In addition to that, once you choose all your standard like sizes, your wood type, and the style of door you want, then there's all sorts of bells and whistles that you can add to it. You can have different shelving, you can have different cabinet doors. Today we're going to install these cabinet doors here. I'll show you what that looks like. This is just one style of cabinet doors. If I'm not in frame, what do you guys tell me?
No, you're in frame. You're a center.
Center. I'm a center. I'm a center on center. So this is the shaker panel door. This is our most popular. And you can choose from a lot of different types of hardware. In addition to that, we have locking systems. There's mechanical locks and there's electromagnetic locks. We have a lot of electromagnetic locks that can either tie into the power of your home or have a battery backup. We always recommend battery backup just in case the power goes out. And then the coolest thing, and right now we are super limited on stock. So if the button is on there and it allows you to order, get yourself an auto swing. An auto swing makes our doors so much cooler. You can basically set up any sort of opening device you want, whether it be a button or whether it be a pull lever. We did this massive collaboration in Vegas with the John Wick room. There's all sorts of cool different types of opening systems you can have with it. So you can move a book latch or move a statue, or you can even link it up to the newest iPhone that has gestures, and you can literally make it to where a certain gesture will open the door for you. So lots of cool stuff like that. Sorry, go ahead.
We got one question from someone called Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
I have 7 cats. My husband knows about 3. Which door could I get to hide the other 4?
Oh man, I would be able to whip this right off, but like the math, like the numbers of cats kind of throws me off a little bit. Like I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver.
So she only wants to hide 4 cats.
So you don't have to hide the 3, but you have to hide the 4. Oh man. I would recommend, what is the best hidden door we offer to hide 4 cats, not 7? I would go with, honestly, the flush mount bookcase, and I'm going to show you how to install it right now. This is the best door for hiding 4 cats. If you have more than 4 cats, we'd probably move to a different product, but for 4 cats, this would be the best product for you. We actually did a collaboration. Who's the affiliate or the influencer that we collabed on? And they literally made a cat door.
New Build Newlyweds.
New Build Newlyweds. Shout out. They were awesome, and that video actually crushed. They had two doors side by side, and one had I got a call. Oh, it's the wife. Silly goose. Can't talk when I'm on a live. Silly goose. And what else was it? Was it 2 doors or was it just one? And it had 2 like little cat doors, so the cats could run into like the secret spot behind the doors. It was kind of cool.
She built like a little corner pocket on the bottom.
Was it a corner pocket? Could you tell it was actually dressed up as a door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Heck yeah, cool. Which live are you on? Are you on a live?
TikTok.
TikTok? TikTok's the only way to go, really.
It's the only one that's working.
Really, Facebook isn't even?
No, Facebook and YouTube are.
Oh, you got.
Oh, you got YouTube up?
Or Instagram. Did Instagram go?
No,
What's this one?
that's YouTube.
Are we good to get started, you think?
Yeah,
'Cause I know
go ahead.
we don't want to go through everything too crazy.
Yeah,
And
you
the
got-
install is going to take just a small part of the time compared to like what we have. We have an amazing studio that has like a series of 3 different hidden rooms, and we'll kind of walk you through each room and show you the different types of doors that we do. Do you think that'd be better to do before and then we do this?
I think you get engagement there and then there.
Are we good to be mobile and actually walk through this? Or do you want to do that? Because I want to give the people what they want. The hidden.
Can you
You want me just to move my camera over there, and then I can see if it gets people to it,
That'd be interesting.
and then move it in
Yeah,
here so
sure.
that not all four are moving.
But then we have to have. Actually, you do it. You go ahead and just like go FaceTime, and then go over there and then come back. That'd be interesting. And then if that set of live have any separate questions,
I mean,
then just let us know.
if you're on TikTok, Gator, you can try to join this live, and then it'll show both of them.
So here's a question from Mr. Space Boy. Would you say it would take 6 or 7 pushes to fully open a locked door? With our locks, you're gonna have to push a lot more than that. With our, again, depending on the lock too, the electromagnetic lock's rated for what? How many pounds for that?
300.
300 pounds. So if you're a big boy and you're ready to freaking put your shoulder to the wheel, then maybe. But other than that, like all the locks, we have a mechanical lock too, where if you twist the key, it'll send 2 bars up and down into the top and bottom jam. And I've actually never seen that breakthrough. I'm not doubting you, boy, space boy, because I'm sure you're an absolute stud and you could bend your will to do whatever you need to do. But I've never actually seen that break. And we've driven down the road across the country in trailers and all sorts of things like that, and it has not broken. Like I said, I don't know if I do it then. Mr. Space Boy, dude, here's the secret to the secret. Security is not about locking, it's about secrecy. Secrecy is the new security. Forever ago, we should pull the most recent stats on this. Like the FBI actually publishes stats on how long it actually takes the average burglary.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's way shorter than you would think.
It's like 11 minutes.
Yeah, 11 minutes.
In and out.
Oh, actually, it's way shorter than that from the last time I remember. Anyways, it's like, even if you know one of our doors is a door, even figuring out how to open it takes a serious amount of time. It's really hard to see how it even opens. So, yeah. Okay, sweet. We're gonna get going. We'll just start. Kaden, if you have questions when you go over there and you show the different types of doors, Jared is in a podcast right now, so don't open the second room. Did we ever confirm that won't mess him up if we just open that door? If you open the door, I'll just keep talking like this. There you go.
Dude, that was open for 7 minutes and not a single view. That's crazy.
A single view?
Yeah.
Usually you'll spike like crazy, and then it'll drop. But I'll move this over. I'm gonna need you in a second, though.
Could we move that over there so we can actually see the
Actually,
jam?
opening. I'll just think of sound bites basically for an event. So for the however many are watching on the different platforms here. As long as they don't realize the door's durability. True, but even then, these are stout. And one big reason to actually order one of our doors rather than try and build it yourself is we have very specific machines and different types of connecting hardware that you cannot just do in a traditional shop.
Because of that.
So it's not just a traditional cabinet that just swings with like Craig screws. We actually have different sliding locks that basically keeps the doors from twisting and pulling as you open that door. It's much more than just a cabinet in a place with hardware. We have a lot of customers that do that because we sell a ton of hardware. You can see the link there with the hardware. But with the way we assemble the doors, the way we've engineered it, even down to the wood, the type of wood that we use, it keeps the doors straight and true regardless of the weight and regardless of where it's installed. So that helps a ton with rigidity, durability, and keeps people like you, Space Boy, from like throwing down the door.
But just somebody reported it.
As long as you, yeah. Okay, we'll start right here. So this is a 36-inch door, so it has to be a 38-inch rough opening. If you're home and you're like, I want that door to be a hidden door, you can literally replace any door in your house with a Murphy door. You will want to take off the trim and the jamb. The jamb, when you're at home, if you see this, basically you open the door and you see this there's a little piece of wood right here that keeps the doors from opening all the way, that's your jamb. not just a little piece, but also the piece that it's attached to. You're gonna wanna take the trim off. The trim is the piece that covers, like, right, I know we have some. This trim here. So everyone
They
at
restricted
home
it.
has just traditional trim.
Why?
This trim covers the jam and the space, and what you want to do is you want to take that off at home.
Now this light's
and
gonna be
you'll be able to
nerfed.
see the 2x4s in the wall. What you want is you want that measurement from inside the 2x4 to inside the 2x4, and then you want to go 2 inches less than that. So again, this is 38 inches. We're going to install a 36-inch front door, or a 36-inch door. We send you with all the hardware you need, including screws. The screws to install the jam. And what I like to do, I don't know if this actually says it on all of the instructions, so I hope I'm not being like too far out there. I like, with an outswing door specifically, starting with the swinging side top hinge, the top screw. There's a couple reasons for that, and it will be more apparent as we get through it. But with a hidden door, with our hidden door specifically, this corner is crucial. This is going to be the most important corner of the door to get right. And even all the other corners, I guarantee your walls aren't flush and plumb and level. Your floor is definitely not level. But if you get this corner right, everything goes a lot better. So we start there. Also, you want to make sure you order the right size of jam. Let me show you for this at least one set of this. This right here is actually looks like Danny put like a sheet of like board and then sheetrock, which normally people don't do that, but because this is a training room, I guess you want to be able to like tear stuff out and put stuff back up. But a traditional 2x4 wall, normally a standard 4 9/16 jam will be perfect. If you have 2x6s, the 6 9/16 jam will be perfect. If you got a really funky wall like we do, and you have the time to actually like measure and order a custom jam, we can do that too. Let's see here. Plug you guys back in. Okay. So I got this top corner piece perfectly in. Then, again, this is going to be, you kind of have to play with this a little bit. Normally, a normal door, you want to make sure everything's level and it will swing perfectly. And again, it depends on how messed up your floors and walls are. But we'll get this as close as we possibly can and then move it as needed once the door's installed. So make sure that's like that. Make sure this side looks good. See how messed up the floor is? Which it is a little bit. So, I'm actually, you know one thing we don't have?
Shims.
Heames. Yeah, it's alright. What can we do without? As we're going through, guys, if there's stuff that I can say to the companies that are doing basement remodels or doing kitchens or doing closets or doing walk-in closets, installing playrooms, doing flips, we are going to start training people how to use our products to make your business more successful in a lot of different ways. One, it's a hell of a lot funner talking about hidden doors and hidden spaces and magic, kingdom basically coming home than it is about new cabinets or storage or even, Murphy beds, which we sell. You elevate the emotion of the buying experience when you're talking about stuff like this. So even if it's not the highest markup product you're selling or installing, it still elevates the entire sell depending on the type of business you're running. We've already seen this a lot with different contractors that are just doing flips or contractors that are just finishing basements. If you have a project and you have a hidden door, one, your customer's gonna freaking love you. Two, if you film it right, which will be a big part of the training, if you film it right and you use social media in a way to your benefit and basically promote the crap out of yourself and your business by using our stuff, we've been very, very fortunate to go crazy viral very often because of the product we sell, and now you can too. So that will be a course that's coming up in 2026. We're gonna be bringing people in here, they're gonna be installing, we're gonna be filming them install, so they're actually gonna have content they can take away, like, hey, I now build and install hidden rooms, which will be freaking massive. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the screw out, because I failed to check how level this was, and it's not at all, which means I gotta shin this up. And we're gonna get creative here.
Cardboard.
Yeah, bud. Yeah, bud. Normally, you do this with a shim.
We got a question from A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Solid name.
How much is the shelf?
How much is the shelf? What shelf?
I'm presuming he meant the door, because it has a shelf.
Bookshelf door. Yeah, bookshelf. What is the most
So we have the
introductory price?
we have
on website right now?
the hardware link.
The hardware is linked on. Do you have it linked on the merch?
Yeah, I had to swap it. So you want to show him the hardware and where it starts?
Yeah, dude. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let me tell you something. I just made me think of Jack. Jack's whenever he's like, he's freaking smart. He remembers all sorts of stuff, but then he talks about like A, B, C, D, O, F, P, O, Q. I'm like, all right, bro, we gotta work on that. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is the hardware. If you want to build something freaking cool and have a hidden room, this is the most price-conscious way to do it. And even then, actually, that's probably a lie because you're gonna have to figure out the wood, and it rarely works. But this is the hardware. It comes in 4 different sets. We have tons of different posts on this, and it's actually linked in the video right now. Do you have a sale going on right now?
No sale.
Did you do free shipping?
It's free shipping. Yeah.
There we go, free shipping. Comes with 4 plates, and you'll see as I install this door where the plates actually go. 2 of the plates go on top of the door and the jamb, and the other plates go on the bottom. Both sets have ball bearings, which makes you able to basically install a really, really heavy door
it more when you
and
a product
have
to
it function properly. So that's 149 bucks. We sell a ton of these. Like I said, this is probably the most tried and proven hidden door hardware set, or like ever. I don't think there is another hardware set that's actually been sold more of. And I'll show you also how this goes. This is the top hardware set. There's this pin that goes up through, and all this is the pivot point. The reason why we don't do a hinge is it's less reliable, and frankly, it needs more. It doesn't take near as much to take that pry and actually rip the door off the
It's
wall.
probably just because it's
So
on
this is the
Murphy
pivot
door
point.
account.
Again, that's what allows us to install some very, very, very heavy doors with bulletproof paneling and things like that. And again, this is super versatile because you can use in or out, left or right size doors. So yeah, there you go, A, B, C, D, F, G. Hopefully that helps
So
you.
basically, you can use that hinge hardware to create this hidden door.
Yes, you can. Whew. Whew. A, B, C, D, F, G. Got me a little winded there. Maybe it's just standing up a little too fast, Liz. Whew. Okay.
He said thanks.
I got you, boo. I got you, boo. Where are you from, A, B, C, D, F, G? You say?
Not yet.
Ooh. Okay, going back to this, guys, we're gonna make sure we're level.
Arizona.
Oh, dude, we love Arizona. We spent a lot of time we were just out in Prescott, which was freaking awesome. But we spent a lot of time in Scottsdale and Phoenix area. What part? What part of Arizona? A, B, C, D, E, F, G? I wonder if it's Viking again. Vikings again.
Someone said you're a stud.
Yeah, that's the truth. Who is it?
Tim.
Oh wait, they were talking about somebody else.
Normally, don't do this with cardboard, but when you're trying to do an install and train people, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. What did Bob Ross say? There are no mistakes, you just have little coincidences or something. I'm the new Bob Ross. That was almost blasphemous. I'm sorry. I take that back. Okay. Again, another reason why we start with this corner. On this side, the reason I know this is the hinge side, you can see the hinges are actually already installed on the gym when it comes to you. With an outswing door, which this is not, luckily, actually, but I'll still do it this way just so to show you. With an outswing door, when you pull this door open, this seam is exposed. So a lot of people will try and get the door exactly where it needs to be, and they'll shim it every which way they possibly can to make sure it's right, and sometimes it kind of screws them over because there's a huge gap right here, and they have to fill it in with mud and paint, and you can still do it. It's a little bit of a nightmare, but this saves you a ton of time. Again, if you're running a business or trying to build this on your own, that'll save you. Okay, for the next one. And make sure, whatever you do not use a tiny level when showing people how to do this on social media, because they will tear you apart. We should have actually, huh? Yeah.
Someone named All American Prepper joined.
All American Prepper, this is right up your alley. Dude, Atlas Shelters posted another video. Did you see that video? Looks freaking sick. Like the door, it's just it's honestly, whoever's on the prepper, I'm sure you've seen this video if you're in this space. The door that goes viral like almost every single time they post it is one of our just bookcase doors.
Oh, that one?
What's that?
I've seen that one.
It's pretty sweet.
Someone said, "Is this your house?"
Basically. No, it's not. My wife would not be happy if it was. Okay. Get this all lined up properly. Okay. Go to the other side. And it's very, depending on how many of these you're doing, sometimes it's beneficial not to use that bottom screw, because this bottom screw on the hinge side, because any adjustment that you need to do usually works best on the bottom of that jam. So all I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to line it up the best, like as close to level and plumb as possible with the top in, and I'm going to have to, hey, will you make me some more shims out of cardboard? And then I'm going to put this one in, and then I'm actually going to install the door and make the adjustments needed as I line up the door. Again, this is not going to be in our set of instructions. I don't know if I should be going into all this way, but this is the inner crowd. This is the inner crowd of the lives. Like that. Just a little bit. Got one set for me, big guy.
Is there any shims in that tool bag, Kaden? There might be one.
There's like a ton of shit in there. It's fine. We're like tearing the place apart trying to find sets to use and shit.
No.
This is what for now. Thanks, dude. Have that boy up. For those of you just joining, or the people that are being fished for with the algorithm, we're installing hidden doors, how to build hidden rooms, how to add this to your repertoire of business if you're doing remodels, or if you're doing any sort of basically in-home finish work. Adding Murphy doors to what you're able to provide people will blow your business up for one simple reason: virality, the fact that it's just freaking cool. No one needs a gun room, everyone needs a hidden gun room. Well, I probably should say that, huh?
Bro, you're trying to nerf us?
I know, yeah. I meant Nerf guns, dude. Nerf's freaking best. Well, that's gonna be way off. wall is gonna be royally messed up, so make adjustments as needed. But that's gonna be how it is for everyone, actually. Your walls and floors are never gonna be good.
Oh, somebody asked, where's the door?
It's a very personal question. If you stick around on this live, I'll show you. Okay. Right now, we are just installing the jamb. So when you're installing your door, you'll take the door, it'll come in a big box, it'll be upright on a pallet. You'll take the whole jamb, it's actually easiest if you take the foam out. You'll take the jamb out, install the jamb first, and then bring the door in after, and it makes your life way, 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 way better. There we go. Someone's checking out the hardware. Get it, get it. As long as they don't, there we go. Let's go uno mas before we start and install the other adapter door itself. Should take the keys out of my pocket. We got enough screws. Now, don't you worry.
We got a good question from Lewis.
What's up, Lewis?
How do you get the reveal good? Do you adjust it afterwards?
How do you get the reveal good? What do you mean by that? I think I know what you mean, but just have to make sure. What do you mean by that, Lewis? We didn't lose Lewis, did we?
Maybe he's typing. The space around the door when it's shut.
Oh, dude, okay, I'm gonna make your life awesome right now. There's two different answers, and it depends on the swing. So with this door, this is gonna be an in-swing door. So you'll see it here in like 15 minutes, basically. Not even that, 10 minutes. Depends on how many questions I answer. With our doors, specifically with these types of bookcase doors that are built in, you actually completely cover the gap with the trim. So there is no reveal. So literally when the door shuts, the trim is what actually stops the door. And then with an in-swing door, you can even bring the trim down in front of the door itself. So there's literally no lines, there's no refill. With an outswing door, it's tricky because this door's obviously gotta be able to swing out, so you actually have to attach the trim to the door. So again, there's no reveal on the sides. On the top, I'll actually show, when I start doing this, I'll act as if I'm installing it. There's a trick at the very top to keep that reveal as small as possible, but you obviously still need to clear that bookcase door when it's installed. But those are the two types of ways. Honestly, it's trim. The trim is king, and the trim is like, even with our hidden panel doors, we'll walk you through the different spaces here and the different types. The overlap of the trim that covers, it's not just trim, even if it's rock paneling or like an accent wall, anything that covers the gap between the door and the jamb, you need that covered. Because even if that's a tight finish, and even like a traditional door, you need to cover that gap in order to hide the door, like truly hide the door. So that's a great question, Lewis. What do you do, Lewis?
He works in construction.
Sounds like he's done this before. Or he's built a hidden door. Let me see if I do this by myself. Normally, you guys don't want to do this by yourself.
Do you need some help?
I might, but you know what's brilliant? I can't remember who asked this. We're gonna start looking at building and making products that allows people to install this by themselves, which would be freaking sweet. So,
I can almost guarantee you're gonna need help at this point.
yeah, with an in-swing door, actually. Yeah. Let's just walk. We won't walk through the door. Will you walk around with me? We don't have those tools yet. Store near you. Okay, with an in-swing door, How well can you actually see the position of the hardware? Probably can't, can you?
You can kind of see it.
So the only difference, like I said, the hardware you can use for both an in-swing and an out-swing. The only difference is the position of that hardware. So with an in-swing door, that pivot point is further back and closer to the wall, closer to the jamb, than it is for an out-swing. An out-swing is actually closer to the front of the door as it swings out, and it's further away. But this is an in-swing door today. It's nice. An in-swing door, unlike an out-swing door, you can actually see the hardware, so it's much easier to actually line up and make it fall in place. Go your way. Here, I'll just come this way. Try to get at the door here. Can you actually zoom up on that, F? Is that possible? There we go. So it's okay if you can't.
I can. Hold up. Let me just.
So that hardware, the bottom set of hardware is got that ball bearing system, and it's the thicker knob in this hardware plate. So once you get it lined up and perfectly in, it will fall perfectly into place. With an in-swing door or with an out-swing door, that pivot point is actually underneath the door, so it's a little bit harder. You actually kind of need to line it up, and if you need help, have someone like hold it up right, and then you get down and you can line it up as you see it. And you pull this through. And I'm gonna let Caden, my lovely assistant, push that top pivot point in as we line that up.
Hold up. 1 second.
Okay.
Let me reposition. Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Okay. Can you put a filter on my butt so it looks more voluptuous, or no?
We can put an eggplant.
That'll work. Okay, there you go. That is as easy as it gets when it comes to it. That is literally the only two things you do when installing the door. You install the trim afterwards, but now with an in-swing door, there's literally nothing else we will do to the door now that it's in place, as long as it functions properly. So this, we take that off. Oh, now. And take that off. How many times have we installed this door, Nat? You know?
Just once. Twice.
So now, just to be able to show people. Probably shimmer too high up. But that gap should be pretty close to level all the way across the bottom. And so now that I got the door installed, now you can tell how much extra work you're gonna have to do to make sure it lines up and make sure that the trim's gonna be installed properly. And all you do is you look at, you line up the bottom corner of the swinging side. So right down here, line it up perfectly, and then you look up without adjusting it, and you see how far your door is either sticking in or out. And this door is sticking in just a little bit. This door is sticking in just a little bit, which is awesome because now, this is kind of counterintuitive. Anything that you want to do up here, you do the opposite in the corner. This is a very common issue that people don't understand. When you have, if your top of your door is like sticking out like this, all like kind of accentuated like that. If the trim is sticking far out like that, the way to combat that is you go to the opposing corner and you actually kick it out. And what that does is it straightens the door up to make sure that your door and your trim line up perfectly when the door is shut. I'm sure you guys could probably explain that a little better. I don't know if that made any sense.
That's good.
With this door here, again, the way you line up the bottom corner, and then you look straight up, and it is sticking in just a little bit. So, all I gotta do is push this in, just a hair. So we'll do that now. This is also, in-swings are awesome, dude. I totally forget. Like, with an out-swing, you won't have access to that bottom screw, because the door's in the way. But, with this door, we'll just tap in. See how you went in.
Yeah, one question.
Okay.
from Hirsch. Do you make double doors for big openings?
Does a bear crap in the woods, Hirsch? Does a bear crap in the woods? Of course. Of course we do that. So a lot of French doors we use in closet doors. We do a ton of them. A ton of them. You know what? I think I went the same exact hole, you guys. So. No. Hirsch, what kind of double door are you looking for? Are you looking for like a closet door or what? I'm going to use a new hole. Is Hirsch answer? Again, normally you have shims. But for this purpose, we'll rock that.
It's a French opening that leads into our library.
Oh, that'd be freaking sweet. Can you send them links to other videos while on live?
No.
Like we've done so many different cool. You just check out the social
Well,
media. There's a ton of cool
Yeah,
stuff
they
that
can
we've
check
done.
out our profile.
With
And
libraries, with TV rooms. There's some freaking cool doors we've done. Okay, that is really close to being perfect. And the one thing that I'm concerned about is I'm rubbing somehow, which my thought is the floor itself is actually one way or this way. It is. So I'm going to cheat this down just a hair. Again, this is literally taking it out of level. But it will save you and make this door look awesome in the future.
Look at this manly man.
Yes,
And
sir.
these people.
Enjoy the live, bro.
I think there's like some like material stuck under the jamb or the threshold.
Cherry oak, you said?
Yeah, some like drywall stuff.
See if I can get this. Or
If only you would have cleaned it before you started.
you what?
If only you would have cleaned it before you started.
I don't think before I act, okay? You know better. And let's see. I have the cardboard. I'm not gonna get that. And so, okay, Donald, will you come help me?
Sir.
As I take this out and lift it up, will you just grab the cardboard? Ooh. Maybe lightheaded. Okay. Now, I want to just lift this up. Let me grab that.
So
Yeah, just take it all out.
you have Chris Creek says, really nice door. That looks great.
Chris, I love people that give compliments for no reason. So thank you.
And then somebody named Bregas says, what do you use to saw the bottom of the door?
What do we use to saw the bottom of the doors? If I understand your question right, we manufacture the door before we get it in place. So we never adjust the size of the door on site. That messes a lot of things up, at least with how we assemble the doors. But if you're talking about how we actually manufacture it, we have some of the most state-of-the-art CNCs. Like I said earlier, it's like Monsters Inc. And it will like cut everything perfectly. It will drill everything perfectly. And then, yeah, that's what we use to cut the bottom of the door in the factory.
King Skull has a question.
King Skull, what's up?
He says, what's the wildest door you make?
Widest.
Widest. Widest and wildest.
Widest and wildest? Wild and out?
Single door,
Nick
48.
Cannon, what's that?
Single door, 48.
Yeah, for the widest, for a single, is 48. And I wouldn't go that, so it depends on the depth too. For our standard size, 48 inches wide is for a single, and then 8 foot for a French. And then for the wildest door, you got a bunch of dinner broke people on there, don't you?
We got some wild comments coming through.
It's the life, dude. It's the world of the wives. I don't know how people do it. Honestly though, it really does make me appreciate the streamers. Like those guys are freaking weird, but they're impressive that they can deal with it. I'm sure this is not for what they do.
You say it.
So we got a question from Cornhole King 69.
Okay.
He says, "Do you ever lick the wood to check for quality?"
We're sending this recording to Jed, by the way.
Don't.
Give the man what he wants, Spencer. Lick it.
And then,
Lick it.
Go viral.
and then below it, he said, "Please ask him, LMAO."
Please ask. To be honest, yes. That is a very secret technique that we don't like to talk about. But yeah, we're not going to go into it anymore though on this family friendly show. Okay. All right. Now let's check this. All right. That will 100% happen to some of you. So when you're on a job, if the door is dragging at all, then all you have to do is literally drop the threshold down. Normally, if there's a couple other ways to actually get past that, but if it's dragging, it's already so far like low. If the bottom of the door itself, if this crossbar right here is hitting your jamb, for example, then you're gonna have to move the threshold down. And luckily, if you can't move it down, then you gotta move the other side up with shims, not cardboard, shims. So now let's double check how solid we are right now. Up here.
What's the tallest door we make?
The tallest door is 8 foot tall. And so so the door itself is 8 foot tall. If you want to build a door if you want to build like a built-in section that looks taller than that, you can. It's super easy. But you basically build the door up to 8 foot or standard, whatever. And then above that, you build a matching bookcase. So it looks just like one seamless bookcase going up. And then the top of the door would line up with one of the cross sections, if that makes sense. But the reason why we do that is shipping. The biggest, like we have large enough quantities of wood and things like that, but that is kind of the stipulation there. But again, you can do amazing things with trim. So that looks pretty dang close, huh? Secure that in there, bottom. I'm curious to know what all these guys do for work. For the people that ask them the questions, you know? Whoever asks questions, tell us what you do for work. Okay. Now you guys, you're pretty solid. So, I'm now going to secure that.
Spencer, have you ever had a wood shortage?
We had some, during COVID, we thought we were going to. So we took out, this is a good business lesson. We took out every line of credit we had. We stashed all the cash during that time of uncertainty. And then we also called our vendors and we guaranteed volume. Because they weren't sure they were going to get the volume either, so they stopped producing. But we guaranteed volume. We made those contracts, we locked their pricing in, and then the bet really paid off because obviously stuff in home, like during COVID, we really took off. So yeah. But have we ever run into an actual short? Not necessarily a full wood sort, like sometimes we'll run out of a wood type, but no. We have very smart people handling our ordering, so and we're getting better and better.
Cornhole King 69 said, "Oh, that's wild. A lot of my friends have lots of wood during COVID. They were home a lot."
Ask them if they bought some doors. Did they buy some doors? Because we do build like, there's all sorts of different rooms behind these hidden doors. They got red rooms, they got speakeasies. So whatever they gotta do. Normally with an outswing door, you cannot do that there. So you don't have to use the pre-drilled holes that are in the door, but it's ideal to get that as close to the hardware as possible. Okay. Now,
So, is a 48-inch by 8-foot door thick enough, meaning depth, for DVDs?
I don't know, we got a DVD right here. What's the size of a DVD?
Maybe he's talking about a DVD player.
Yeah, it's absolutely gonna be. It'll hold the DVD because a standard door, you're gonna have six inches of space. So
I have a question. What kind of sick psycho still uses DVDs? That's what I'm more concerned about. I'm not worried about the DVDs fitting on a door. I'm worried about the people. I mean, there's something called Netflix. There's something called TikTok Live. Obviously, this is way better than a DVD. I don't know why you'd ever think that you'd have to have a DVD. Hey, do you still watch DVDs?
DVDs.
Yeah, when was the last time you actually watched a DVD?
What if he's a collector?
Yeah.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying he's a creep. Just teasing.
I haven't watched a DVD in forever.
Oh, really? When was the last time you guys watched a DVD? I can't think of the last time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you guys. Now we will go to the install of the trim. This has some major pluses and minuses. In my opinion, this is all my personal opinion. If you're doing finished carpentry and you want to finish it off perfectly, I would honestly take these off. But if you want to have the lineup perfect and it's exactly where it needs to be every single time, and it's easy and it's fast, then use these little oval clips. I don't know if they'll be able to see that from the video, but you tell me. Yeah.
The clips? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
So the clips come both popping out right here on the jamb itself and on the back side of the trim. And all you do is you literally pop it into place and slide it down. You can kind of see the shape of the pieces that are in there. It's literally built to basically push in there and then slide it down so it locks it into place. So show you how to get it on. Look at the red one.
It's weird seeing his face at different angles.
And depending on how messed up your wall is, you might have to adjust those too. If your sheetrock is royally messed up and you've got bubbles, you might have to manually pull some of those little oval clips out to make sure it lines up so you can grab and then you sit it flush. There's that one side. You want to open that so that shut this. Make the adjustment. Actually, am I good to cut this? Probably, huh?
I actually don't know why he put that on there.
That's what I was wondering too.
So this is actually a really good point. Sometimes when you install our doors, the trim won't end where your current trim does currently. So you might have to either bring the baseboard back or cut it. So either splice it in, put it in a piece, or cut it back. And then if worst case, you got a custom piece of trim. So that is an issue, peeps. So when you have an in-swing door and it's doing this, you can see this. If it's hitting your trim before it's able to shut all the way, you have to adjust the jamb again. Even if you leveled everything up, made sure everything was plumb, you have to make the adjustments, otherwise it'll pop that trim off. You obviously don't want it touching that trim at all when it's shut. But what we're gonna do, before we make any adjustments, we're gonna put both sets on, take them off, and then make the adjustments. That is another major plus for the oboes, I guess. Elijah! Talking through this and installing live is kind of tricky. So you guys can see, I don't know if you can actually, with an in-swing door, this trim, this where it lines up, will actually be below the top of this door. Going back, I can't remember who asked the question. It was a good question. Lewis, or was it the bowling guy? Can't remember. It was like, how do you hide your seams around your hidden door? With an in-swing door, this is how you do it. Side trim goes below the top of the door. So when we put the top piece on, it'll literally cover the top. And then with an outswing door, you won't believe me, but when you put this trim on, you literally want to fill and make it flush, like dead nuts flush. Not sitting above it, not sitting below it. You want that trim to be dead nuts flush with the top of that door. You would think that it would rub, but it doesn't. And it gives you literally the best possible seam, like it's not even noticeable, and it still allows you to clear the door. So that's a major tip and trick. Freaking clip that sucker, Neff, you're gonna need that. Okay. And I'm thinking, Neff, how long have we been on?
About an hour.
Has it been an hour? My thought is, do we want to make this adjustment right now? We're really close. Yeah, we do. And it's gonna be easy. So, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna move this trim back this jam just back to there. Cramp on my foot. Ow.
We got a couple questions.
Okay.
One is by Beast Rider. He says, I use a concealed cabinet hinge on the hinge side trim. But I guess that's not a question.
So say that again?
I use a concealed cabinet hinge on the hinge side trim.
Okay. Is he asking if he can, or is that what he does?
I think he's saying that's what he does. Do you think he doesn't know about Murphy door hinge kits?
I don't know. Ask him, I guess ask him as if, like, I can't. What's his name? Beast Rider? Beast Rider, what kind of hinge are you using, and how similar is it to the one that we have linked to the video here? Because there's hinges and then there's pivot points. One can handle a serious amount of weight and the other can't. So it just depends on what kind of door you're doing. But I guess, and maybe describe what you mean by like the hardware. Everything I would think of is like more so like on the drop down shelves. That's how I picture that hinge, but I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Other question is, in-swing door that goes downstairs to a basement, will your hinges hold a fully loaded door, example, the speakeasy door?
Yes. A fully loaded door, like if the speakeasy's loaded? Oh, is that what they mean?
He's basically asking how much weight do our doors hold?
1,100 pounds including the door. So they've got about
300 pounds worth of stuff. I don't know how much stuff you're gonna put on there, but 300 pounds worth. Okay, we should have brought a wee little mallet, but that's okay.
What's the price for an install of a door like this one in the state of Florida?
Oh, that's a great question. We currently don't do installs in Florida. That is gonna be one big push for us next year, is making sure that the people like this. That is the number one question that people have when they see our doors. They're like, how do I install it? But if you're doing this for yourself in your business, we, in different markets, are charging anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000. And that includes like finish, a little bit of finish paint, and that's just hanging the door. So that doesn't include anything on the inside. And again, for the companies that do in-house services, that is a very, very solid lead magnet for your marketing. If you're doing any marketing at all, literally set a phone up, just like how we have our phone set up. You can't see any of them, but, and then you film a time lapse of you installing a hidden door. Make sure you do an amazing job. Make sure it's clean and simple, and then post that like there's no frickin' tomorrow, because that thing sooner or later will go viral. If you need help with that, we're gonna actually start putting courses on that, because the geniuses behind the camera, they're the ones that have been able to figure out how we've been able to grow our business so substantially using tactics that we want to teach you guys. Because, I mean, that is again, the biggest question is, how am I gonna install my door? And in most places right now, you either hire a local contractor, or if you're in Utah or Kentucky, we can do it, and even parts of LA. But right now we're slowly rolling that out. That's a good question though. There we go. Who asked that question?
I think it was Knight Rider, was it?
Okay, you guys. Got one last piece. Put on. I need a drink.
Someone said, how do I get the hinges?
Where can I see example of double door examples? What was the other question, sorry?
How do I get the hinges?
Are you linked on there? Oh, sweet. If you've ever bought anything on TikTok, open your world, you click that link and you buy it right there. It's like the easiest purchase you'll ever have. It's easier than shopping on Amazon, frankly. And then for PJ41, I probably should have this switched around for you, huh? So you can just keep me, I don't know how many questions were asked, probably not a ton, but the different types of wood. Okay, so the different types of wood, we have
Oak, walnut, knotty alder.
paint grade's the most popular, so you can paint whatever color you want. Then white oak, knotty alder, maple, hickory, no hickory,
So you covered them.
walnut. Maybe a couple more on there. There's a couple different eco style doors. We have those. Where can I see the example of the double doors? If you just go to the website, if you go to our website, there's a ton of them.
What's your website?
Can't say.
Really?
Yeah.
Last time I've done that,
It'll get nerfed.
which is silly, huh? Okay, now, so on the top end, same, just like with the side trims, comes with the oval clips. There we go. Look at this. Nice belt. Should I have my belt on today? Any double door. There we go. Okay. Miss all the comments, so up and down there. Alright, you guys. There you go. So, again, the beauty of an in-swing door, you completely cover you walk into your hidden, name it, your hidden,
Bathroom.
your hidden,
Bedroom.
your hidden,
Kitchen.
your hidden.
Sex room.
How long you guys?
I was gonna say bathroom again.
Okay. Perfect. So once you get this in, if we were gonna finish this install, chances are we'd have like pieces right here that we'd have to trim up or to paint. So we usually take this off. We caulk this and and you're basically good to go. This one specifically, we ordered with cabinet doors. And on the website, you can, like I said, everything's built to order, so you can see the different types of hidden doors. But this is the shaker panel with, I don't know what these handles are, but they're classy. Do you guys know off the top of your head? They're on our website, you can check them out. And then these are installed just like regular cabinet doors. There we go. There we go. And then, that's nice, since we already installed it, you usually have to make some adjustments there. Just like with traditional cabinet doors, if you've done those. If you haven't, there's, on every set of hardware, there's 2 sets of screws. And it will either push the door when it's closed away, or suck it in, or the other one will push it. It basically gives you 2 axes to adjust if you need to. And then, depending on the type of door you order, it will come with shelf pins. And we have only one adjustable shelf here, so we'll just put this in. Make sure these are lined up. Okay. And this, what, was this a Spice Rack door? Did you bring the Spice Rack shelves?
Yeah, we just didn't grab those other shelves.
And they'll sit right there in place. So there you go. That's how you install not just a hidden door, but a hidden room. A hidden room truly is a really good hidden door, and anyone can have them. Honestly, it makes more sense for people to have a hidden room than, I'm trying to think of a good example of what. Like, it's just so practical, especially when you consider the storage space you're gaining, regardless of the type of your door you're doing, whether it's a bookcase door, whether it's a refreshment door. Someone called it the refreshment door, right? We have inset lighting, so you can make it beautiful. You can set the mood. Austin Powers would definitely have one of these doors. We've never thought about that, actually. Austin Powers would definitely have one of these doors. And then you simply are ready to rock and roll. Depending on what you order, in addition to this, all the accessories, like the locks, the auto swing, would then be installed afterwards. What else?
Could you show him walking through the door?
No.
Could you disappear?
Like, disappear? No, I can't, but I can walk through the door for you. Bye, Felicia. There we go. Oh, you know what? I didn't put it on the soft catch. You can do that. So all of our doors, even the hidden panels, come with, you can't see it now, but there's basically a plastic piece with a metal rod that goes up and it's adjustable. And it slides into this socket. Actually, this is the old one, but it will look very, very similar to this. So I'll put this back on. For time's sake, I'm just going to put 2 screws. And then if we have to adjust it. So perfect that I'm going to put in the other screws. Screw it, just do it. You know what I mean? My.
Built-in Shadows asked a question. He says, y'all got anything cool to have the door swing open automatically? I want my door to open automatically.
Dude, yes we do. And we are currently very low on stock. But I will say this. If you call in right now, I will tell the sales manager to go tell, actually sales director, to go say, hey, we will push this through for you if you're okay with waiting for it, and we'll actually push the order through. Those have been very, very popular, and the type of auto swings that we have with it, it allows you to have a lot of different types of opening devices, whether it's a push, like a hidden button, a book latch. Actually, there's a mechanical book latch that's on there too. But yeah, if you call in right now, we'll hook you up. I was gonna show, I can adjust that stop catch friction. So like right now, I don't think it's hitting it at all. So I'm gonna just loosen the bolt a little bit so that it actually catches.
Do we ship to UK?
We have shipped hardware to the UK, and we do have partners in France. So if you call in, we can help you. We can figure that out. Usually, at the very least, we can get you hardware, and then you can use it at a local cabinet shop. The hardware, if you just got in, looks exactly like this. And as you can imagine, it's a hell of a lot easier shipping this to the UK than it is shipping that to the UK. But we have done that. We've shipped to Japan. We've shipped everywhere. Australia,
Alaska.
Hawaii, Alaska, Canada, obviously. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. Shall we check out the other doors? 'Cause this is, at the very least, like again, if this is like a finished project, we want to caulk the seams and get all done, but that is a hidden door. This is one style of hidden door. Again, this is like kind of the most standard where it's a thick like bookcase door with cabinets on the bottom. And whenever we show this off at shows and stuff, they're like, well, are those cabinets usable? Because there's a lot of fake like faux doors that look like they have just cabinets and then it just kind of opens up. They can't use the space behind it. But with ours, you obviously can. And with the patented ball bearing system we have, you can actually stack a lot of weight, a lot of cereal. How much cereal do you think you can pack on there?
At least 10 boxes.
At least 10 cereal.
10 cereal? You can put all the cereal you want in there. Cereal's not so good right now for some reason.
Someone said, I'm custom building a house. This will be the perfect for my hidden gaming room.
Dude. Who was the big gamer that we collabed with in Vegas? Was he a gamer? Maybe he wasn't a gamer. Some of the coolest rooms we've done are gaming rooms. The Dungeons and Dragons, that's not really a gaming room, but
It's a board gaming.
it's a board game room. That was freaking sweet. Check out our other posts on there because we had one that went super viral. Where can they see that? Just if they click our profile and scroll through there.
Should
You
be
open it up,
pinned.
it's the freaking coolest like Dungeons and Dragons.
I think-
He has like the cool like lit up sky and it's freaking cool. Check it out. But yeah, it would be perfect. Perfect. And if you're building right now, call us now because it is so much easier to build exactly what you want when you're building. Even though, actually now how much do you think, percentage wise, how much of our stuff is new build versus remodel? The ratio's changed. It's gone back and forth, but I'm curious now.
Yeah, we'll have to get more recent data.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. But yeah, call in, we'll hook you up. All we need to know is your rough opening, and then we can build all sorts of cool things. Matter of fact, I'll show you some of these cool things. You guys good to go mobile? Let's go mobile.
Yes. I'm gonna end Facebook Live, so say bye to Facebook.
Bye, Facebook.
Do we need YouTube, do you think?
There's 9 people.
Finish product. Install. Most people statistically use this as a storage room. They have storage room and then office rooms, and then what else do we do? We do offices. I'm trying to remember the last 7 days we got. There's closets, gun rooms, home offices. Who else was that? So we'll go over here. We're gonna show you guys the different types of hidden doors. Matter of fact, Katie's gonna take over. My voice is hoarse. types of hidden doors as we walk through this.
Alright.
Actually, you know what? I'll walk through here first, because that just looks like a east panel door. But when you actually open it, look at this majesty. How cool is that?
Releasing that.
I think you just go in the bathroom. But check that out. I honestly, every single time I see this, I want to offer that paneling as like a product on the website.
We've got
It's crazy not to.
it's so pretty.
That, for the 25 of you watching on here, that is our walnut with a medium finish. What is that? Is that a
Yeah,
medium finish? So you can literally build any door you want out of that. Actually, that door right there is the same.
Where's the font for that one?
Usually, this is behind you. Might be on the door. So this is the other style of hidden door that we offer. It's a sliding Murphy door. That will turn heads no matter what business you're a part of. So when you walk in this is the very front room. So you come into our little lounge area, there's a little greeting office. And then you have one, you cannot see that. I love that. That, honestly, it's simple, but that's seriously one of my favorite doors. And then you pushes the button. A lot of you were wanting like the automatic door openers. That is the auto slide. We also have automatic door openers for the swinging doors. But that right there, get it. Oh no, Indiana Jones. Oh no. What happens when you hesitate, Liz? Can't hesitate. Hey, K-Dom. Thank you. Peach. Is Jared still on there?
I'm not sure. I'm just too afraid to get too
That's
close.
a little cigar lounge. We have in here. Not cigar lounge, but a reading room. Don't mind the cigars. So this is talking about what we can do with a wall. And there's so many different styles and types of hidden doors that you can have and that you can create with everything Murphy door. So, K-Don, go show us the goods. Actually, before we do this, how many hidden doors do you see? How many hidden doors do you see? Where's one? Basically. And if whoever asked for the taller doors is still in here, you can see how we made this others now. You can see how we kind of extend this. We can actually make doors taller than what we're showing right there. But you can see how you can have like an extension of the door go past it. So when you want to build like really tall hidden doors, 20-foot tall doors, you can. And actually, if you guys have been watching and following along, we're doing a lot of cool stuff with Dan and John in Florida. And oh crap, I'm supposed to text him. Some talking points. Check that out. So it's a Murphy cabinet. You can have all sorts of goodies back there. We do hidden pew-pews, little Nerf parties back there. Then it's got the inset lighting, the auto swing. There's so many different things you can do with that. So all these have the inset lighting. And this was all done last. This is an example of the auto swing. So on both of these, they're controlled with an automatic remote. Okay, I'm just pushing the button on that. How sick is that? And that is all actual usable space. Unless you have those, one categories for kids. Shut. And open that bad boy back up. Oh, you've got the bottom too. With the inside lighting. The inside lighting makes everything look so much classier. And then, another thing. Double check here. Double check. Okay, shut this. Shut that. And then open the last one. Not sure what that one is. The lock's usually, where is it? It's usually on the shelf over there somewhere. Unlock. this side, you need solid. Clear mine out. You know where that's at now? There should have been over there. You would never know it. But this right here is a door. Open from the other side. You guys can see it. PJ4, whatever. Do you have any questions? PJ41, let me know if you have any questions on my hardware. Remember the code? I wanted one from my unfinished basement. Is it possible to add sills and block traps? It is, but we don't recommend using it as an external door. These are all meant to be internal doors. That being said, I know people have used them in between their garages and their living spaces, and also like attic spaces and cold storage. But yes, you can add like leather stripping and stuff like that. Ben, it's a great question. So I guess you can see what the front of the door looks like. We don't know where the lock is at. Let's see if remember the code to the back of that by chance, Liz?
Mm-mm.
We'll go through here. I'll show you the back.
What is it?
Just like a big knob on the side.
Oh, that's cool. Have you seen like the lightsaber lighters? Those are sick. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I think those are so cool. I think it's out? Question mark?
But you can get it less than that, if you need to. Price, depending on your budget. You can get it unfinished, you can get it unassembled, you can just get the hardware. PJ41 is, check out the hardware on one of these sites. We can ship those anywhere in the world. So PJ41, did you mean delivered to Kentucky, or did you mean the UK? I'm not sure. What are the cells looking like? Solid, solid.